Well, I've been an archivist with Library and Archives Canada, which is Canada's national archives, for more than 20 years now. And that work has really fed my creativity around my writing. So I've always, since childhood, I've always been interested in writing and experimenting with it. But when I started working at the National Archives, that really focused my interest in combining both the historical element with present day. I also teach at a couple of universities here in Ottawa, so I get to talk to young students and hopefully encourage them and get them excited about archives as well. The National Archives has been a wonderful employer in that they offer some flexibility, so I've been able to take a couple of unpaid leaves of absence, which has allowed me to have more time to do writing. And then it secondly has been terrific because it is creatively inspiring to be amongst all these wonderful stories, or talk to my colleagues and hear the things that they've discovered, and then be able to weave those into my writing. So you can discover things in archives. You can go through and look through somebody's records and find the letter that is the smoking gun for the thing that you're trying to prove. But it requires research, and it requires figuring out where those things might be. A first book that's a standalone called The Honeybee Emeralds, which is set in France amongst the expat community. And it's kind of a lighthearted mystery where 4 women are trying to uncover the origins of this beautiful diamond and emerald necklace. And they go on various adventures and do all sorts of wonderful Parisian things to uncover the mystery. But they also have to spend some time in various archives and libraries in Paris. So that was my first sort of jaunt into using archives in my fiction. Where I've really delved into it is with my Dominion Archives mystery series. So I have 2 books out, The Foulest Things and Speak for the Dead, and a third one will be coming next April. And they all center around a fictional National Archives in Canada and various murders that happen, and then people working to solve the murders, always using some element of the past that informs the present day mystery. I have been trying seriously to get published for about 20 years. I'd write the novel, I would do my darndest to find an agent. I wouldn't succeed, and so I would shelve that book. And I wrote The Honeybee Emeralds a little more strategically than the other one. So I set this one in Paris. I paid a little more attention to the market and what books I enjoyed, but also what seemed to be selling, and tried to craft a book that might hit some of those things. So I wrote that book, felt really good about it, felt really proud of it, which I have felt about all the books I had written previously. So once I had sort of gone through my attempts at finding an agent, probably about a year of that, I sent in to this smallish publisher based out of Nashville, Turner Keylight, and I got a very excited call right after Christmas. And it was the call that every author dreams of, and I had certainly dreamed of for 20 years, where the editor there had read my book, she said, in a weekend. She loved it. She wanted to buy it. Talking to someone who wasn't related to me, didn't already love me, about my book in that kind of depth was everything. It was just a dream. And so thankfully it all did work out. And so they went ahead and published The Honeybee Emeralds. And then I said to them, well, I have these 2 other books, the 2 that I was most sort of proud of. So I sent them off. They were excited about both of them, which I was not expecting, and were keen to publish quickly, which also I wasn't expecting. So all of that meant to say that I went from 20 years of trying to publish a book to, in the year March 2022 to March 2023, having 3 books come out. So like I've saturated the market. It's been such a thrill. I love Strong Sense of Place as a podcast. I just discovered it probably in the past couple of years as I was looking around for more literary podcasts to follow. And I follow a lot of podcasts that are about the writing process, and Strong Sense of Place isn't about the writing process as much as the joy of reading. And so for me, it's been very inspiring. I've read a number of their books that they've recommended and enjoyed them. And then I love a podcast that is 2 people talking, 2 friends talking. In this case, they're a couple, but I love that dynamic of that sort of, because the thing with podcasts is that it is intimate. They're in your ears. And so I like eavesdropping on friendship conversations and sort of feeling part of that. And they really generate that. And then they're so knowledgeable. I'm always in awe of how many books they've talk about and how many places and the recipes and the geography. And I learn things and I feel like I'm well-traveled and well-read. And then I'm like, wow, I didn't know that about Prague, or I didn't know that about New Orleans. And it's great. So yeah, I really, it's one of my top podcasts. I really enjoy it. So I think this just came up. I didn't have anything to do with this happening, but I'm extremely happy about it.